What's good, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Live Wire Sports Media. This is your midday Wednesday edition. All right, so the Indiana Fever played the Connecticut Sun last night. Now, I could not watch the game because I was at work, but I did re-watch it this morning, and I didn't want to comment on nothing. I wanted to do my own analysis. I wanted to dig deep into this. First of all, before I start this video, congratulations to the Indiana Fever for putting the beats down on the Connecticut Sun, advancing to the Commissioner Cup Finals to play against the Minnesota Lynx. That game will be tipping off on July 1st. I do believe that is next Tuesday. So, um, with that being said, with that being said, and everything, this game had some good moments, but nevertheless, man, it always with some drama. It's always with some drama. And knowing how it was the last time the Indiana Fever played the Connecticut Sun, especially with Jacy Sheldon. Now, I want to get this out the way because I see a lot of people keep talking about Jacy Sheldon and Caitlin Clark. What Jacy Sheldon is Caitlin Clark's true rival. False. Because you know why? Jacy Sheldon only beat Caitlin Clark one time, and that was in college. She has not beat her in a W. She's 1-3 in college. What kind of rivalry is that? A rivalry, you have to have some kind of wins against your rival. And there's been a lopsided rivalry. Lopsided rivalry. It seems like everybody's trying to pin somebody to be Caitlin Clark's rival. Newsflash, people. Caitlin Clark do not have a rival. She is leagues above everybody else. She doesn't have a rival. So instead of sitting here trying to peg everybody, if it's Ryan Howard, Jacy Sheldon, Angel Reese, Paige Beckers, whoever, you're trying to throw her way to be a rival. You can't because she has none. It's just like Michael Jordan, he didn't have a rival. Kobe Bryant didn't have a rival. You tried to give somebody to their rival, but it didn't happen. So, same thing with LeBron, same thing with Steph. So, let's cut that nonsense. The only thing JC Sheldon is good at is looking crazy on the court, out of control, fouling. She injured Sophie Cunningham the first time they played. She injured um, Sid Colston, and they both had to miss time. So you know the Indiana Fever didn't forget about it, especially with Caitlin Clark coming back and doing what she did against New York and now coming back in this game, and you think that the Indiana Fever was going to lose this game to Connecticut Sun? Nah, not a chance. But let me show you the highlight that started this off tonight. Because I think at the end of the day, this this league needs to be cleaned up. Kathy Engelberg she really needs to get control of this league because for me watching this game, the referees lost control of this game from start to finish. They didn't know what to do. They allowed things to continue to escalate. They didn't call the fouls that they needed. They allowed JC Sheldon to be overly aggressive on Caitlin Clark, and Caitlin Clark wasn't having it. She wasn't having it. So take a look. That was the first incident right there. That was the first incident where her and JC Sheldon interaction. And you can pretty much relist what Caitlin Clark told her. I can do what the I want to do. Because JC, and then you see Marina Mabrey, she always trying to be in the mix of something all the time. She's another one, man. A streaky player, a streaky shooter, role player. All she's known is to be in antics. That's all she's Marina Mary known for. She's not. She said to let her play. She has these games where she does good, but she's known for her antics. That's all she's known for. She's known for her antics. She wasn't even like that when she played with Chicago and Angel Reese last night. Matter of fact, let's go back. The Connecticut Sun just played the Chicago Sky. Where was Marina Mabrey when Angel Reese got her hair pulled and she got up in Bree Hartley's face, and then Tina Charles had to come and defend her, and then Nelson Dola came over there. Well, you know it's history between Nelson Dola and Angel Reese, but Angel Reese pushed her and she didn't do nothing. You see, Marina Mabrey walked around, walked off. See, but when it comes to Caitlin Clark, everybody has that fire. Everybody has something to say. Everybody has that, that little umph. They're trying to prove something, trying to make a name for themselves. Everybody wants to be famous. You know what I'm saying? But that was pretty pathetic of Jacy Sheldon. She knows she don't have the same skill. She don't have the skill of Caitlin Clark. She's not an athletic player. She got drafted in the fifth, in number 5 overall in the same draft class Caitlin Clark. She got drafted to Dallas. She got dropped on her knees not once but twice by Caitlin Clark. Now she's up to her old tricks again, looking stupid on the court, just running around looking out of control. Doesn't have no kind of offensive game. Just a role player out there just just fouling. Then this came about. Now I'm gonna pause that for a second because I want to elaborate. Caitlin Clark was making a move with the basketball. You seen Jacy Sheldon bumping her, bumping her, bumping her. Then she reached and hit her and poked her in the eye. That's twice Caitlin Clark that got poked in the eye. Last year by Dejanay, this year by Jacy Sheldon. But then Jacy Sheldon continued to approach Caitlin Clark and said allow Caitlin Clark to gather herself to where she could be able to see. She gets up on her. Caitlin Clark gave her a nudge, say, hey, back up off me. Then all out of nowhere, here comes Marina Mabrey again, knocking her down. But just before that, you seen Tina Charles again. Tina Charles walking up, pointing her finger, waving her finger at Caitlin Clark like she was a child. Like, what are you doing? And then when Marina maybe knocked her down again from the backside, blind side again, Tina Charles, back up. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say it as probably as nice as I'm probably going to say it about Tina Charles. That was it. As you as a veteran player, been in the league 17, 18, 19, whatever, how many years you've been in the league, that was disappointing of you because you could have stopped your teammate for what she did. But you charged at her, Caitlin Clark, wagging your finger at her like she was a child, like she did something wrong, and she got poked in the eye. Instead of you grab your teammate and say, "Hey, chill out." Then the thing about it is, Lexi Hall had to step in that mix. Natasha Howard, I don't even know what she was trying to do with Marina Mabrey. Then you see Sid Colston and Aaliyah Boston come from the backside, walking up. Caitlin Clark is getting knocked down on the floor, and nobody helped her out. Excuse me, nobody helped her up at all. Lexi Hall had to step in on Jacy Sheldon. It's like they are scared to lose money. Protect your player. Protect your best player. Y'all can't win without her on the court. Now, Leah Boston did was over there on the sideline, had Caitlin, her, hug Caitlin Clark and everything like that. But still, Tina Charles, I don't know what she thinks. She wasn't even like this in Atlanta last year when she played in Atlanta. She wasn't even like this last year. Now, all of a sudden, she gets in Connecticut, and I guess the coach is trying to steal some toughness, some roughness, or whatever. But we already know this, and the announcers already said it. Everybody, everybody gets up for Indiana. They don't play like this against nobody. They don't play against us like Paige. They don't play against us like no other player. They get up for Indiana because you guess what? They know who the star of the team is. And if the bad thing about it is, Jacy Sheldon was getting cooked the whole game by Caitlin Clark. Yeah, she was trying to play physical. Yeah, she was trying to deny her the ball. But guess what? The game was already in control. The Fever had the game in control. Caitlin still got 20 points off of her. She was hit four threes. The team hit 11 total. They were so focused on Caitlin Clark till even though Leah Boston, she was 9-9, had almost had a double double. Demaris Johnson came off the bench, had what, 15, 16 points. But see, this is the thing I keep trying to explain to y'all all the time. These teams are going to continue to play physical with the Indiana Fever because this is the only way they know how to beat them. They can't beat them no other way. They have to beat them like this. Rough them up, foul them, injure them, because they can't beat them no other way. See, Connecticut thought they was going to beat them again because they beat them without Caitlin Clark. They're not hurt Sid Colston. They knocked Sophie Cunningham out of the game. And you think the Indiana Fever forgot that? You think the Indiana Fever, you know, I don't know. But I'm gonna let you listen to Stephanie White what she had to say about the referees because she cooked on this, and I'm glad Stephanie White really now is stepping up and taking charge for her team. You know, I don't care. Get fined. Talk about the referees. Let this don't be known because something has to be done. Because these referees is too timid. They call what they want to call. But if they had took control of the game from the beginning, when Jacy Sheldon was doing all of this stuff, nonsense, this wouldn't have. And then the thing about it, Marina Mabrey should have been ejected. She should have automatically been ejected. So anyway, check it out.
Keelan, for this first, I know you and JC go way back to the Big Ten. What was going on with the chippiness there, and what explanation were you given for the tech that you got?
I'll take the official questions. There wasn't an explanation for the tech that she got. I think it was pretty obvious that stuff was brewing, right? When the officials don't get control of the ball game, when they allow that stuff to happen, and it's been happening all season long. All season long. It's not just this game. It's been happening all season long. This is what happens, right? This is what happens. You've got competitive women who are the best in the world at what they do, right? And when you allow them to play physical and you allow these things to happen, they're going to compete. And they're going to have their teammates' backs. It's exactly what you expect, right, out of fierce competition. So I started talking to the officials in the first quarter, and we knew this was going to happen. You could tell it was going to happen. So they got to get control of it. They got to be better. They got to be better.
Can you specifically detail what you mean by get control of the game, just to be in your words?
Get control of the game is call the fouls that are actually happening on the floor. Right, and consistently call the fouls that are actually happening on the floor. Okay, not just if somebody swings and misses, right? Consistently call the fouls.
Coach, do you think it's something pertaining to your team, or do you think this is a league-wide issue?
Well, I've seen quite a few dust-ups in the league so far, so I think it's a league-wide issue. I mean, bad officiating is bad officiating.
And then what did you make of Sophie Cunningham's flagrant foul on JC towards the end?
It was a flagrant foul.
Do you think it's like defending Caitlin or defending the team, or how do you view just how it all?
I view it as a flagrant foul.
I'll ask about the game too.
Yeah, well, I mean,
All right, so like Stephanie White said, it was a flagrant foul. But to the reporter comment, yeah, she was defending Caitlin Clark. There was some get back for that. There was some get back for that. You got to make the calls, and you got to take control for not letting the games get out of hand. We have seen it with the Indiana Fever this year, and we have seen it constantly in other games where stuff is about to brew over and teams about to explode. We just seen tonight, well, last night, Angel Reese poked Kiki Airfin in the eye. Kiki was run up, and you see Angel Reese throw her hands up in her face and her eyes. Come on, man. What are we doing? But then Angel Reese gets mad and reacts to Caitlin Clark. You know what I'm saying? But then you can't be held responsible. But then you get mad and want to fight somebody because somebody pulled your hair. But you did something dirty to a rookie because she's better than you. This stuff been going on all season long. And every time Caitlin, I have to get a New York Liberty credit. They play tough on Caitlin Clark. They might foul and get away with some fouls, but they haven't played dirty against her this season. They don't play twice. They haven't played dirty with her. You see Atlanta have trying to play dirty. You see Connecticut now trying to play dirty. If Kathy she needs to step up. She really needs to step up because this is getting completely out of hand. The way this team can even enjoy a victory, celebrating winning, going to the finals for the Commissioner Cup because everything that transpired in the game. Everything that transpired in the game, because this is what we're talking about right now. We're not talking about how Damaris Downchurch contribute off the bench. We're not talking about how Natasha Howard had a great first half. She set the tone for the game. And then everybody else follows suit. We're not talking about that. We got to talk about two incidents that happened. But in fine fashion as Caitlin always get her revenge. And she talked that talk and let it be known to the bench. Here we go. So yeah, you seen it. Caitlin hit a three on JC and let the bench know. And she told JC, "Did you like that? Did you like that?" Because that's what it is. See, Caitlin said it. She said it in her post game. She she's just let her game do her talking, and that's what it is. Because nobody has game like Caitlin Clark, and she let her game do the talking. And they are mad, they are upset, and they can't handle it. So now what they got to do is rough her up, beat her up. You know, it's the Caitlin Clark rules, just like the Jordan rules. It's the Caitlin Clark rules. But the best thing about it is the Fever got the win. The Fever beat them down, and they couldn't handle it. They couldn't handle it at all. So, like, comment, subscribe. This is Ohio Sports Media. This is your midday Wednesday edition. Until the next episode, you know what it is because, well, guess what? If you don't know, now you know.
Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live wire. It's all about sports and entertainment. You don't want to miss it. So official, like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats. You know that we gotta run it back, whether on the field or the court. You know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying.